There's a new plugin provider in town. Procreate 5.4 is here, and Fiverr ain't doing so hot. It's Motion Mondays, and I am a real human Joey Kornman. Wacom just launched the Wacom 114, and they're doing something smart. Every time they release a new Wacom 1, they make it bigger, better, but they keep the price the same. At $300, this 14-inch full HD pen display is lightweight and portable, and if you're looking to dip your toe into tablets without spending thousands on a Cintiq, this is a sweet option. Sure, it won't have the brightness or color accuracy of the more expensive screens, but a top-of-the-line Cintiq Pro runs like $3,500, so this is more than 10 times cheaper. And while it's marketed at beginners, there's no reason that experienced artists can't throw this in their laptop bag for on-the-go work. EBsynth is a tool that's been around for a while, and while it might seem like an AI tool, it's actually not. It's basically a visual effects tool that tracks every pixel in a video and then transfers that motion onto something else. Think Lockdown for After Effects. The big difference with EBsynth version 2 is it's now available on the web, so there's no more downloads and clunky UI, there's just a slick web interface. You load in a video, you make modifications using Photoshop-style tools, and EBsynth's algorithm does the rest. It's like projection mapping onto moving footage. Results can be astounding if your footage is shot correctly. You'll see artifacts though, that's just kind of how this works. But when it works almost perfectly. I tried giving myself clown makeup because I'm joining Clowncore. You can see there's a lot of work to be done to make this usable, but it's a nice start and super fast. The free version actually works great, and if you like it, it's only 20 bucks a month. Time for a quick School of Motion news roundup. Last week, we dropped a mini documentary going behind the scenes at Deep Sky Studios in Portland. We spent a day there, interviewed staff, and talked with founder Jared Hobbs about running a high-end motion design studio in 2025. We love doing content like this because it offers a view of the industry that most artists never actually get to see. This Wednesday, we're dropping something you are really gonna like. A few years ago, we made a video about building the fastest After Effects computer, and it's been watched over 250,000 times. Given how big Unreal has become, we went back to our friends at Puget Systems to build the ultimate Unreal Engine workstation. We spared no expense. We'll also discuss less expensive options if you don't wanna spend super big bucks, guy. That's how they talk in Boston.
Stop being a smarty pants, all right?
Plus, we're offering a chance to win thousands in Unreal Engine related prizes. And for All Access members, we're having our monthly live portfolio review this Thursday, September 25th. Register in the community and come hang out in the side chat. And if you're not an All Access member, check out the program on our site. We are the world's only All Access learning platform where you get unlimited critique from professional artists. Just this year, our teaching assistants have critiqued over 9,400 projects. Check out schoolofmotion.com/allaccess for all the details. I know this story will trigger some schadenfreude. I hope I said that right. But I'm more interested in what this says about the broader creative landscape. Fiverr CEO Micah Kaufman announced they're restructuring to become an AI-first company, cutting 250 people, that's 30% of their workforce. That's massive. If you want some entertainment, you can go read the LinkedIn comments. But here's how I look at it. This is about money, obviously.
Hello, I like money.
If you look at Fiverr stock over the last 5 years, like many companies built around remote work and the gig economy, their peak was around 2021 during the COVID bubble. Since then, the stock has cratered. Although they brought in almost $109 million in revenue last quarter, their net income was only $3.2 million. That's a 3% profit margin, very, very low. They only have two options really, raise revenue or cut costs. And after trying to increase revenue for years, and that's not really working out, they're now focused on efficiency. With around 800 employees, that's enormous payroll and overhead. And the truth is they can probably use AI to make the company a little more efficient while still providing their service. I think this is a broader trend that we're seeing some version of in motion design. And the same pressure to be more efficient that's hitting companies like Fiverr is something motion designers need to understand because it affects how clients approach budgets and timelines across the industry. OpenAI is backing an AI-made animated feature called Critterz that they want to debut at the Cannes Film Festival. The film extends an animated short from 2 years ago that we covered, one of the first AI shorts that's actually kind of watchable because the creators had a compelling vision and knew how to tell a story. They're aiming to spend only $30 million and complete it in 9 months, which is crazy compared to a standard Hollywood animated feature. The team is going to cast human actors for voices and hire artists to draw sketches fed into OpenAI's tools. This isn't really AI makes a movie, it's using AI as a tool to help artists produce work faster, a lot faster. One awesome thing is that they're developing a profit-sharing model for the roughly 30 people working on it, something that animators and VFX artists have asked for decades. The whole thing is kind of a massive experiment, and whether you love it or you hate it, it's happening. So we'll report back when we know more. Gaussian splats are so hot right now.
So hot right now.
But they can be a pain to capture and use. Meta just released an app for Quest headsets to capture Gaussian splats. You walk around any environment and the headset captures splats of that space, or that space's splats. The headset form factor allows for a UI that makes it easier to know if you've captured needed detail. The demo shows real-time feedback on scan quality, resulting in realistic reconstructions that can play back in real time. I think using VR headsets as capture devices is actually pretty innovative. It's in beta, and I'm not even sure if you can export the splats yet, but it's definitely worth checking out if you have a Quest 3 or 3S. Time to feature some great work from around the industry. First up, our friends at Ravie Studio released their new reel celebrating 5 years as a studio. It's crazy they've only been around 5 years. They've got a style that already looks like their style, but they're very, very versatile. 2D, 3D, illustrated stuff, live action. The through line is just great design and animation throughout, plus a really great edit. This is what you want your next reel to look like. Next up, 3D artist Denver Jackson, who has a very cool name by the way, used Blender to make a solo 2-hour animated feature with a budget of just $135,000. He posted the trailer in response to that OpenAI story, saying he can't imagine what he would do with $30 million. The film looks gorgeous. It's not even obvious when watching it that it's not hand animated. Denver did a really great job of getting that traditional animation look with great compositions and details. The fact that he produced this for $135,000 is wild. We also want to highlight this incredible main title design for Smoke on Apple TV featured by Motionographer. When I started watching, I wondered, what kind of Houdini wizard cooked this up? Turns out the entire thing was shot practically by Digital Kitchen. The concept shows everything burning but played backwards, so you don't know what you're looking at until the burn reverses completely. It's brilliant. And finally, we wanted to give some more love to our friends at Deep Sky who crushed it with this Vesta board piece. This is entirely done in 3D. They built a very accurate model and had to create all those textures for the letters, probably some fancy animation rig to control everything. It's deceptively simple looking, relying mostly on camera moves and strong composition, but you have to build a 3D asset that gives you all the control you need. That is no small task. And it kind of made me want a Vesta board. Procreate 5.4 dropped with Kyle Webster's work since leaving Adobe for Procreate coming to fruition. They updated the brush engine with better pressure curve control, new dynamic settings, and alpha threshold for grittier brushes. There's also a ginormous new library of over 150 handcrafted brushes across 18 sets covering gouache, oils, markers, watercolors, comics, and lettering. Procreate is already so good, it's hard to imagine making it better. It's my favorite drawing app by a mile, and if you have an iPad, it's $13, one-time payment. It's no-brainer, instant buy. Blender 5.0 is still in alpha until October, but they just released this year's Blender conference keynote. The keynote is from Ton Rosendahl, founder and CEO of the Blender Foundation. One big announcement, he's stepping down as CEO at the end of this year and passing the torch to new management. Ton has done an amazing job shepherding Blender to this point. He also previewed Blender 5 with major new features including real-time physics, a very cool storyboarding tool that kind of looks like a neat way to do previs and basic editing, and full tablet support for iPad and Android. He also gave a financial update that kind of surprised me. Their donation income in 2024 was only $3.5 million. It's wild how much they accomplished with such tiny revenue. This year, they're projected to bring in about $4.25 million, mostly from increased small donations. Blender has earned mega goodwill across many industries, and this decades-long project is gaining real momentum. I can't imagine what they'll accomplish once they're bringing in 10, 20, or 50 million a year. That's the story of open source software, and Blender does it better than any company I've seen. I love UV unwrapping.
Not.
Well, RizomUV just got a major update with better GPU support, cutting packing times significantly. They focused on resolving overlapping UV island issues and added aligned UV to 3D features, making it easier to maintain proper orientation in your UVs, which we all know is very important. There are also new packing strategies, multi-tile support, a scene outliner, and an improved UI to make it faster and more intuitive. And to save you some confusion, for motion designers, you want the virtual spaces version of Rizom. The real space is pricier and mainly for physical product developers needing absolute precision. Time to shout out our School of Motion Student of the Week. Adriana Otero from Mexico is going through Photoshop and Illustrator Unleashed. In that class, we start by having students use basic vector tools in Illustrator to create simple items with simple shapes. I can tell just by looking at these examples that Adriana has a very good eye for composition and color. There are really nice details here, and for someone who's never used Illustrator or Photoshop before this class, I'm honestly blown away. She's got 9 years of editing experience and is available for hire as a soon-to-be double threat editor and motion designer. Congrats, Adriana. Krea has become this AI image and video generation Swiss Army knife, and there are lots of these companies now. Runway, Krea, frankly, Firefly. It's tough to differentiate, so Krea likes to innovate. They recently launched something called real-time video, which promises to be an AI video generator that works in real time. You can control what's happening by moving simple shapes and images around in a viewport, and I had to try this. You can do pretty cool things like taking simple shapes with an AI prompt and moving them around to drive the video. There's a little lag, but the goldfish moves around the frame where my shapes are. This is pretty crazy, but here's something even crazier. You can use your webcam. You give Krea a prompt, control the AI strength, then use your webcam to interact with the AI video generator in real time. The results are very weird and very unpredictable. This is obviously just a tech demo at this point, but it's really fun to play with, and it hints at future possibilities. The demos using simple shapes work much better. You need a paid account, $10 a month for the cheapest. And this new real-time video feature, to be honest, isn't useful yet, but it's very cool. And if they can make it work much better, it might be another tool that we can put into our tool belts.
Yes, we can.
Big news for After Effects plugin lovers. Our buddy Danny Perry, founder of Plug and Play and maker of the popular Brevity video editing tool, has launched the Plug and Play Marketplace. This is ambitious. He's building a marketplace for After Effects plugins that gives you options to buy plugins individually with perpetual licenses. But the big deal is getting access to every single tool with one reasonably priced subscription. Currently, you're getting over $1,000 in tools and assets for about $25 a month or $250 a year. There aren't nearly as many tools as, say, AE scripts and AE plugins yet, but there are some cool ones like PhiSim, a lightweight, less expensive version of Newton for physics simulations. There's the popular Datamosh plugin for that really cool messed up video filter look. There's Boxer for creating dynamic boxes that fit around text layers dynamically. If you're a plugin junkie, you now have another new option, and they claim that they'll be adding new tools weekly. Imagine if Christmas came every week. That'd be awesome. Even though I'm Jewish.
Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah.
And finally, Framer, one of the two big website design tools along with Webflow, just announced a massive update adding a tool that's essentially taking on Figma. You might wonder why a motion design channel talks about web design tools, but motion design has become pretty much impossible to define, and a lot of work motion designers do is for websites. Framer is one of the most popular website builders, and now they have a tool for designing in a free-form way on an infinite canvas, just like Figma. The big difference is once you've designed something in Framer with their new design pages feature, you can basically turn it into a website with one click. Once you have a website designed the way you like, you click a button and it's live on the internet. It's probably the simplest way to get a really custom designed website up. This new feature is interesting because you don't immediately have to worry about designing responsively, which can be daunting if you haven't done it before. Figma launched a website builder earlier this year, and now Framer has a design tool. There's healthy competition in the web design space, and with this new design pages feature, it'll be much easier for motion designers to jump in and start using Framer. And that, my friends, is it for this episode. Thank you for bearing with me. You can probably tell my voice is a little raw. Went to sleep token last night. Anyway, look out for the Ultimate Unreal Engine Workstation video this Wednesday. And on Thursday, all access members can come hang for our live monthly portfolio review. I really hope you have an amazing week, and we will be back next Monday.